the play is, but can you see?
Connor has the puck, made a great shot. One goes back up, and that's the score. There it is. Oliver Connor gets the first score of the game.
It's Burley hit the three. Leo scores. Great shot. Score! Sophie Vernon slides the back of the net from the faceoff circle, and with 1:14 to go, the Raiders take a 3-2 lead.
And welcome back to an all-new Black Red Blitz. As always, I'm your host, Rebecca Karen. Well, spring season is just getting started. It's also April, which means if you didn't like that 80-degree weather that was nice and sunny and warm, well, don't worry, because the next game day, it's going to be 40, rainy, windy, and nasty. Gotta love April. But thankfully, to open up this jam-packed episode, we are nice and warm inside the Wellesley High School gym for the season opener for boys volleyball. Yes, this team lost some talent with all their seniors graduating last year, but the potential you saw in Johnny Walton, Ben Burns, and Jack Weymouth can now be showcased even more as these three stand in as team captains this season. So heading to the action, we're tied at 4-4 till Chris Novak gets the ace on this solid serve. That helps Wellesley start to find a rhythm here early in the first set. With Weymouth closing in though, down by 2, Griffin Walker changes that momentum quickly with this kill, bringing the point back Wellesley's way for the 11-8 edge. Up by 5 now. Raiders look for more as Dylan Horkin sets. Chris Novak lays down the finish, and it's a 16-10 lead here for Wellesley. Then as Captain Johnny Walton lays down the serve, Wildcats look to counter as Mark Murphy sets and Cam Norling delivers. Just to see Luke Stunts in the middle say, nope, not gonna happen. Stunts, again patrolling the middle, lays down another solid kill. And that 18-11 advantage Raiders have going for them, well, that turns into a 25-15 win to take the first set. Owning the second as well, the Raiders are in the driver's seat holding a 2-game lead over Weymouth. Immediately helping towards a likely 3-set sweep is Will Jackwitz, as Hunter Lloyd cannot handle Jackwitz's spike early in this third. And again, it's Luke Stunts who continues to have a solid day for himself as his spikes keep the Raider points coming. Up 10-6, Dylan Horkin lays down another well-placed serve, giving Wellesley the best chance for the point as Evan Egger and Ben Burns go for the double stuff. It's Wellesley who has all the momentum deeper into this third and was looking even clearer at the last set of this match. Weymouth can't get any points to come from the middle either as this battle of the 15s clearly goes to Ben Burns. Seconds later, same spot, same result. As the spike comes by way of the captain, Ben Burns yet again. 15-7 Wellesley. Raiders were in command from the very start and easily sweep Weymouth 3-0 with set scores of 25-15, 25-18, and 25-10. Look for this squad to make some noise in this challenging Bay State Conference as they would also come from behind and beat their rivals Natick and knocking off the defending state champions Framingham on the road as well. So on Friday, girls lacrosse will be ready for their home opener against Walpole, looking to push past their first loss of the season on the road at Norwell. Now coming in this season, this team may look a little different, losing 11 seniors from just a season ago. But coming off that tough semifinal loss to Westwood last year, the Raiders' defense still remains solid, and that will continue to be key for this team. And needing that consistent 1-2 punch, the offense will have to find a way to fill the scoring void left by graduating captains like Kylie Noonan and Sophie Vernon. And that's where Raiders will look to their 4 captains to help lead the way. And juniors Caitlin Tchaikovsky and Grace Ahonen. And seniors Cole Callahan and goalie Sophie Vanderveld. So early first, shocker, it's a cold one here. Caitlin Tchaikovsky doing what she does best. Buries this Maddie Balter feed, and despite falling down, makes it look like it was no biggie, giving Raiders back a 1-goal edge. Minutes later, Cole Callahan responds with her own score of this opening half. That goal forces a Rebels timeout, as Walpole finds themselves quickly down 3-1. That timeout, though, is key for Walpole, as their offense wakes up seconds later as Allison Foley rips it into the back of the net. Melanie Weber on the free shot, 5 holes it past Vanderveld, and we are back to being tied up here, 3-3. Caitlin Tchaikovsky with a ton of speed downfield looks to break that tie right here, right now. He dishes it to Cole Callahan, and Callahan buries her second score of this first half. That gives Wellesley back the 1-goal advantage for the moment. But behind Allison Foley and Melanie Weber, the Rebels use that timeout taken down by 2 goals earlier as motivation. And they both help Walpole outscore Raiders 5-1 heading into halftime. But despite Cole Callahan's Hattie and Brooke Baker cutting the deficit to only 1 here in the second, Raiders just could not overcome the Rebels in this one. But even though Walpole held on to the lead for good here in this second half, can we just take a moment and talk about how solid Sophie Vanderveld was in net? Replacing a veteran starting goalie like Carly Boyle, well, that isn't easy. But Vanderveld was clutch. Yes, I know the final says Walpole 1-9-7, but throughout this whole game, Sophie Vanderveld did her part, helping keep her teammates in the game with multiple tough saves time and again, defending that net. And even though this 9-7 final goes Walpole's way, Wellesley has to take back-to-back losses to open up this season. But at 0-2, you know the Raiders as a team will quickly find ways to change that. So we fast forward a few days later back at the fantastic new Honeywell track and field, where 1, it's 80 degrees, thank God. 2, Wellesley is still not impressed with losing their first 2 games. And 3, the Weymouth Wildcats have no idea what they are walking into here. With Captain Grace Ahonen putting a dent in that scoreboard with 2 quick goals, back-to-back assists go to Captain Cole Callahan as well, as his second one finds sophomore Maddie Balter. And it's a 3-0 Wellesley edge just minutes into this first. Gail Bennett then connects with the cutter Caitlin Tchaikovsky as Wildcats blink, find themselves down by 4 already. Raiders would absolutely pick apart Weymouth's defense, or lack thereof, if we're really being honest here. And Wellesley easily opens up a double-digit halftime lead, 11-1. So technically we got 1 more half to play, but let's face it, this game is over. Wellesley adds a few more here in this final half, but those first 25 minutes of a Raiders' consistent offensive attack was just too much for the Wildcats to even attempt to overcome. As their 2 more scores here come by way of taking that goalie out and using the man-up advantage. But that was deep in this final half and far too late. Wellesley not only earns their first win of the season, but do it by way of crushing Weymouth by the final 15-3. Well, exciting home openers continue as we head deeper into the week. Softball would finally be able to compete here at Lee Field after a few weather postponements delayed the start to their season. Now, of course, here on Wednesday, the weather would decide to not help out either as well, as dark clouds bringing rain loomed over the diamond here on Wednesday. Well, isn't that special? Missing a few key seniors from a season ago, the Raiders still have experience in their lineup to help lead them this year. Pitcher Julia Pearl and catcher Lenny Young are the team captains. And along with returning players like Elizabeth Dew and Ellie Kinney, all look ready to make an impact on this team this season. But to start the game, Milton immediately looks to be the road team spoilers here. Top first, Maggie Ware leads things off and rips a Sarah Farnsworth pitch deep to left. Kenzie O'Neill tracks it down quickly, but as Ware digs in for the triple, the cutoff throw gets past third base, and Ware scores on a triple bagger and error. And just like that, the first run of the game comes across for the Wildcats. Looking for more, second and third, 1 out. Amy Torres connects and drives it deep to left, driving in both runners to give Milton a 3-run lead. But Emma Brown gets caught stealing thanks to a great throw on the money by Lenny Young. That ends the inning, getting Raiders out of a jam, but not before 5 runs have come across for Milton. So it's tough already facing down a 5-run deficit before even batting, but it's even more frustrating with the bottom first and second innings to see the Raiders load the bases to leave them all stranded both times. But here in the bottom third, Mackenzie O'Neill's forced out to second brings home Charlotte Harrington from third. So after 3 innings, the Wildcats still lead here, but it's 6-1. So far in this game, Milton's pitcher Jillian Rundlet has kept Raiders in check. But bottom fourth, back-to-back singles by Julia Pearl and Taylor McLennan look to spark a Raiders rally here. Elizabeth Dew follows that up with a fly ball that drops in as well. And once again, the bases are juiced. And with nobody out, this is prime time to make a dent to this 7-1 deficit. But a quick out, then a pretty crazy diving grab here on the backstop by catcher Allison Brink, and then Jenna Conroy tracking down this pop-up and making the catch in foul territory ends that threat. And that is definitely tough as the bases are left loaded for the third time in 4 innings by Wellesley. The very next inning, 2 on in this bottom fifth, Julia Pearl knocks in Mackenzie O'Neill from second base with a crisp RBI single right back up the middle. Then with 2 gone, Elizabeth Dew blew to the second, but with a ton of speed, beats out the throw at first, and that gets another run across. Wellesley makes a dent to this deficit, down 7-3 in the 5th inning. The Wildcats would pull away here in this deciding 6th, as 4 more runs come across. And despite this team effort by Wellesley as they make it 11-5, Emma Goldenthal flies out to third to see Jenna Conroy make another tough catch, this time to officially end the game. Wellesley loses by the final 11-5, but would quickly earn their first win on the road just days later, beating Waltham 11-3 before heading in to vacation break. Well, for boys lacrosse, losing 10 games last year and getting knocked out of the playoffs in the first round was definitely a disappointment. But 5 of those games were lost by only 1 goal. So, despite losing a ton of seniors from last year, here's to quickly changing that for this new season, starting right now. The Raiders look to quickly take advantage in their first of only 7 home games all year, facing off for the first time on the new field all the players call Darcy Field. And Wellesley would be more than ready for their Bay State Conference opponent, Milton Wildcats, here on Thursday. Captains Michael Bones and Grant Kasikis make it look just plain easy as they net scores just seconds apart from each other, opening up this first quarter. Coming out of a Milton timeout and a 3-0 lead, Grant Kasikis owns the faceoff and feeds it ahead to Captain Brennan Conroy for the sweet finish. And yes, this already feels like it's going to be a long day for the Wildcats defense. Just saying. Fast forward to the second, Hugh Callahan already having a solid opening quarter adds to the 7-0 Raider lead here with yet another score, as Wellesley keeps picking apart Wildcats freshman goalie Rob Lakirdy. Up huge still in this second, Wellesley gets the opportunity to use their bench and rest their starters. Keelan Gross is more than happy to make an impact as his first goal here gets the whole Raider bench fired up. But Gross isn't done yet as Keelan closes out this quarter with a beauty for back-to-back goals. And we have a commanding 12-0 lead here at the half for Wellesley. So getting back to the action in this third, this is the kind of day Raiders got going for them when Milton's Will Droth body blocks this attempt, but the ricochet goes right to Chris Aitken. Aitken snatches it up and buries it like it was exactly the play Wellesley drew up, and add on to that commanding advantage, as Raiders always led in this one, leaving Wildcats next to nothing on scoring chances offensively. I think it's safe to say Milton just could not wait for that final whistle to blow. So when that whistle did blow, well, the Raiders buried 15 in the cage, while Milton coughed up 1. Winning their home opener easily would be great, but the annual Coaches Challenge Cup over school vacation will be sure to bring challenges their way facing some tough competition. But for now, this win can hopefully be one of many to come. Final here, Raiders 15, Wildcats 1. Well, a new season of Raiders baseball still brings the same goals for longtime head coach Rob Kane and his squad. Compete hard, win games, and make a deep run into the playoffs. But this team would already have a tough challenge waiting for them here on Tuesday against Barnstable. So the Red Raiders would come in with their Alabama pitching prospect, lefty Chris Holcomb. And oh yeah, by the way, Holcomb's got a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. No biggie. But Wellesley would counter with a solid pitcher of their own in sophomore Teddy Goss, who honestly had better command of his pitches in this matchup, if you ask me. Case in point, yes, Chris Holcomb would blow a lot of pitches by these batters, but would struggle controlling that speed, as right off the bat walking 2 and then hitting Max Guifre, the bases would already be loaded here in the bottom first. But that same nasty fastball would also work to Holcomb's advantage, as he fires the pitch right by Jack Tishman, striking Tishman out, leaving the bases juiced. Teddy Goss would go right back on that mound though for the Raiders and silence the Barnstable bats throughout the lineup, mixing it up and changing speeds with his own nasty curveball. And also Wellesley would take advantage of Barnstable's mistakes here, and so we are scoreless through 4 innings at Sprague. Top of the 5th, Teddy Goss's day would be done though, pitching 4 shutout innings. Michael Kenny, in relief, gets greeted by Zach Wilson. Wilson drives it to right for the leadoff single. But 2 outs later, Jack Kapanke lofts it shallow right. Jack Tishman makes a great catch here for the 3rd out. Just what Wellesley needed here as they keep the Red Raiders from scoring. Bottom 5th, runner in scoring position Henry Weicker loops it opposite field. But a fantastic sliding catch by Jackson Badeau gets the out. Badeau catches Michael Kenny, who didn't tag up, and throws on point to second to double up. And that is a crucial out, as both teams have had their chances to score. Yet we remain locked in a scoreless tie. And so Jackson Badeau, ending that 5th with that double play, opens up this 6th. Drives the first pitch he sees right back up the middle for the single. Now 1 gone, runners on the corners. First pitch Alex Bacon sees, rips it past the infield for the RBI single, putting Barnstable on the board first. But the Raiders' outfield was on point in this game, as they continued to do their job, making key outs. Watch here as Colin Blasco, with the shoestring diving catch, somehow gloves it to end this 6th inning rally. So Barnstable comes away with just 1. Top 7th, Max Zajac on the mound has a tough time finding the plate. Kind of like the tough time I had trying to say his name. Barnstable cashes in here as the runner advances to 3rd base on the wild pitch. And Dan Remy quickly knocks in that insurance run from 3rd on the RBI. And so Raiders have one more chance, bottom 7th, down by 2, with a runner on 1st, but Will Horblett flies out to center. And Jack Kapanke gets under it for the final out. The Raiders get shut out in this one. Dealing with pitcher Chris Holcomb for 6 long innings was anything but easy here. But it was a solid pitcher's duel to the first 4 innings. 2 runs would be all that's needed here for Barnstable though, as they make it a final here. Red Raiders 2, Raiders 0. Well, that does it for this episode, but don't you worry, there is plenty more action headed your way. Spring sports is in full beast mode, and I'm just trying to catch up here. So in the meantime, if you missed out on any games or highlights, check us out on demand at wellesleymedia.org, our YouTube and Facebook pages at Wellesley Public Media, and of course, right here, on Comcast 9 and Verizon 39. Thanks for watching Black Red Blitz. Go Raiders.
He's got the room to run. Tishman, in for a touchdown.